Hi, my name is Mark Klingbeil. I'm a team member with ITZ, and I'm here to show you how I tweak the ITZ Blitz fast bases. For the fast tweak, I'm going to use an SFR, the standard fast rounded front. So these prongs are pretty thin, and they're already set to make a speed base. I'm going to try to make them look like here, this one. So this is one of my fast bases that I have. This is a Formula 37. You can see the front prongs are almost straight with just a slight curl to the back. And then the back prongs have a slight curl as well and angled just a tiny bit to the back. Okay, so that's the fast tweak method we're going to use. What I've done here is I actually have a strong bullet base. And this is a Formula 100, so this is a very athletic base to begin with the formula. But because it's Formula 100, I can squish more. Because it's strong, I can squish more. So this is going to give me excellent power and great speed as well. So this is more of a possession receiver and definitely a tight end. But we're going to focus on speed. So what we're going to do is we're going to use this base. Now, I do have the weights. I just don't like to use the putty until I'm done tweaking. I want to use cold pliers first. So I'm going to come in here for the front prongs. I don't like hot pliers. You could probably use hot pliers with the Formula 100. Okay, so I've tweaked the front prong. This one right here. Notice it's not that much wider. So I just barely squished it. Just barely, right? So I come in and I do the exact same thing to all the prongs. Go down to the triangle. Okay, now let's look and see if they're all about the same. Yeah, maybe this one a little more, right? And this one. Okay, now let's check and see if they're all about the same width. No, this one more. Okay, that looks good to me. To continue with the front prongs, I'll take Mertz pliers and I'll come in and go backwards, go about halfway down, just see, now that's too much. I'm gonna have to use my finger to straighten it out a little bit. This one is perfect. This one is curled a little too much. We'll even it out. Okay. So that's it, man. That's it for the front prongs. Okay. Then the back prongs, I am going to use my warmer pliers because you can get those a little thinner, especially with the Formula 100. It's a very forgiving plastic. You're going to come in, and I'm going to just tweak it up. I'm not putting a ton of pressure, and I want you to see the difference. This prong and these others, not much, right? Especially with the heated pliers. What you can do is later you can go back. And if you need more speed, if you need them a little bit thinner, you can use unheated pliers. So I'm pretty hip with this. I think that that prong right there need a little more. Let's double check. Yeah, those all look pretty good. And I'm gonna come to the back. I'm gonna go about halfway down, maybe a third even, not much. Halfway, let's go halfway. And just put a slight curl. I mean, very little. Maybe a little more than that. I think this will suffice. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to use my fingers in a passive curl, passive tweaking, just to get them to curl a little bit more. Sorry. And then I'll use Mertz pliers and get a slight lean angle to the prong. So I'm wedging it into the bottom and then just kind of pushing the prong so that it angles to the back of the base. Okay? So you can see now it's slightly curled but angled. Okay. Then what you do is you come over and you set it on the hot plate for a very short time. That's way too much. Hard to do. Okay. Now what I want to do is add the weights. For the weights with these bases, With the strong, I like it all up in the front, and with the middle, I want it just exactly centered. Now, if the figure is slanted one way or the other, you'll push it to the opposite side, but this figure is pretty balanced. And again, this is an ITZ figure, and I like that or any of the lighter figures because more weight underneath is a much better situation for you. Okay, now let's see how he runs. Pretty good. I had a guy running on the other side, so I had to turn it off before he fell. Not bad, not bad. I'll probably work with him a little bit more to get him a little definitely work with him more. All right, so let's see if we can do anything with him. I'm going to come in with my, push this up. Sorry guys. Okay, I'll come in with my pliers. And since it's Formula 100, I can probably squish the front a little bit more. I'm always really cautious, especially with the hot pliers, the warm pliers, okay? But Formula 100, you can definitely, okay, so now I've widened them out. Come through, give them a good squish with the cold pliers. Now I'll make sure that everything looks good. I like it. I'm gonna angle these forward a little bit. I thought they were a little, all I did was just kind of get some of the bend out. Now I gotta make sure they're all even. That looks pretty good. Back prongs look good. Let's make them a little less angled, a little less curled. All right, now let's take a peek. Much better. So that's how I tweak the fast bases. You can apply this fast tweak technique to any of the ITZ bases. My brother is an expert at tweaking the old ITZ CL1 power bases and making them incredibly fast. So, you know, you can apply this technique to any of the bases. I personally have a strong SSB, and he is just a killer for getting open. So, yeah, this technique can come in handy, and just think about what you want your team to look like, and then we can match the right base with the right tweaking technique, and we can make an awesome team for you.